Good morning, Future Millionaire. Yesterday I was too busy, couldn't make a video, but today is a great day. Let's start with the most obvious thing, eCash. I've been drumming about eCash for a week now, and not to be disappointed. Now we're at 52% up in a day. So basically, if I see correctly, eCash is up about 350% in a week. And for any of those people who don't have no idea what I'm talking about, eCash is a split coin from Bitcoin Cash. They used to be called Bitcoin Cash ABC, and they split themselves off through a hard fork, which is the design of how Bitcoin should work. And they went on and took on new directions, and also to avoid further, let's say, brand dilution. So they decided, and I find it very good that they decided that way. They went with their own brand, and I like that brand. It's a good brand, and somehow the Koreans took it up, and I have to say thank you to all the Korean investors. You discover a small little gem. What you have found is actually has all the heritage of the original Bitcoin, plus the new state proof of stake as the new system, and it is entirely possible this can become the cash of choice in your country. Who knows? If enough Korean investors adopt eCash as their choice currency, then it will become the Bitcoin of their country. And this is exactly how Bitcoin was designed to be. Bitcoin was always designed to be competitive. It was always designed to be self-sustaining. It was always designed to be like a virus, basically. So the mutations welcomed, and the mining company decides who they want to support with the mining power, and then the user decide who they want to support as a user case. And nothing can demonstrate this further than, let's say, the comparison between Bitcoin Satoshi Vision and eCash. Both actually share the same origin. We all share the same origin. Bitcoin Cash itself share the same origin with Bitcoin. All those coins, and Bitcoin Gold, and Bitcoin Diamond, and so on and so forth, all those different branches of Bitcoin serve a purpose. It serves the purpose of evolution and adoption, and adaptation as well. So all this combined, Bitcoin is basically unkillable. Regardless who is trying to destroy Bitcoin one way or another, you can't do that, because one version of Bitcoin is going to survive, and whichever the version survives, the competition survives, the natural selection process, that's going to be the dominant strain. And this is what I saw a few years ago when I made the very first video saying selling all I have for Bitcoin Cash, because at that point of time it was obvious that Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin itself is a unique type of cryptocurrency that will withstand test of time. And I did not know which branch is going to survive. That I didn't know. All I know is Bitcoin will survive. Now, right now Bitcoin survives in many different versions. For me, personally, BTC is Bitcoin 1.0. That's 1.0. And then you have Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash. That's the 2.0 and 3.0. And I believe personally, actually, that Bitcoin SV has a great future, but not as cash for the world, not according to the white paper. Instead, the coin that has the highest chance to become the global currency for everybody to use voluntarily is actually BCH, not BSV, not BTC. And now eCash is competing with BCH directly, which I find incredibly useful, because the more eCash become stronger and stronger in Korea, the more likely somebody else look at this scenario and say, hey, look, if an offshoot of an offshoot of a fork of a fork can survive and become a $6 billion asset class overnight, literally overnight, then so can the $12 billion Bitcoin Cash become a $1 trillion Bitcoin Cash, because whichever fork of the Bitcoin itself survives the fight, the mining companies will support the survivors. The users will support the survivors. Don't believe in the moment that those people who today say they are maximalists. A lot of people say, I'm the BTC maximalist. In reality, what they are is they're followers. They're looking at the number one chain in the world. They say, oh, whatever makes this number one chain, there must be a reason for that. I don't want to study it. I don't want to understand why. All I know is everyone else follows this chain, therefore I follow this chain. Guess what happens? In the moment when it becomes obvious, like today, Bitcoin Cash is up 9%, I think, last time I checked. BTC itself is up 0.5%. And eCash is up 50%. So those followers will quickly realize, okay, if I just blindly follow the guy who is into BTC and nothing else, this person might not have the best interest of my interest at my heart. So instead, he will look out for alternative information, and then he will find my channel. And he is going to find out that, oh, wait a moment, Bitcoin always was designed to survive, regardless which version should survive. It literally doesn't matter which version survives. And all we know is right now is BTC is a dead end. BTC has declared itself to be the dead end as well. They don't want to increase the block size. And they can't increase the block size because in the very moment it even increased the block size by 1 megabyte, let's say from 1 megabyte to 2 megabyte, in that very moment the entire narrative of BTC get destroyed. They basically checkmate themselves. So they have to use sidechain. But using sidechains and secondary layer solutions for Bitcoin, normal Bitcoin investors, is a bit like saying, I want to build skyscrapers on top of a very small plot of land, and I don't want to build foundations. Instead, I want to only do a 3-layer foundation down here, and then I want to build a 100-story skyscraper on top. This is the equivalent in BTC space. And all this will come to a quick end. Once the people who follow those people into the BTC space realize that is a dead end, they are looking for the alternative. And the most logical alternative for them is actually BCH, because it's the next biggest coin with the same heritage, with the same mining equipment, and with the same setup. Steve? Hey. Hi, Steve. Have a seat. Just a moment. Let me just wrap up the video. It doesn't take long. I will finish this. Okay, I've been joined by my future swim trainer, Steve. Do you want to be on YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. That's
Hey,
Steve.
how's it going?
Yeah. Steve was introduced to me by Jen.
That's it.
You guys run a swim school.
That's
or
it.
Swim group.
We
or
run the Gold Coast Open Water Swimming Club.
Oh, beautiful. That's
So-
amazing. Let's plug you for that.
Yeah.
I have the #1 YouTube channel in the world for Bitcoin Cash, one of the cryptocurrencies.
Beautiful.
And this is not a live broadcast, so I can make it look very, very good for you. All right, let me just
Cool.
wrap up today's
Yeah,
video and
please.
we'll talk. All right, that was Steve, and shout out to the entire swim group. How big is the group actually?
Oh, we've got about 500 members. There's
Wow.
more than 2,000 on the Facebook followers.
Wow, 2,000 people on Facebook and 500 active swimmers. And well, let's make every one of them become fans of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, and they all can follow us as well. We follow each other. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so as you can see, I do have a social life. I don't try to normally expose myself in the public, but thanks for coming by. Okay, so the summary for today is simple. You have to look at all the branches of Bitcoin, not just BTC, BCH, eCash, BSV. Actually, Ethereum is a kind of offshoot of Bitcoin, if you study the history correctly. But now Bitcoin Cash has the ability to absorb BTC's market cap of 900 billion, and the 500 billion from Ethereum can also be partially absorbed by BCH because of Smart BCH. But about Smart BCH, I will make another video on top of that. Meanwhile, I'll give you guys call to action. Go back, study the history of Bitcoin. Go back, even you think you understand Bitcoin, in reality you don't know everything. So go back, study the history. Start with the very first block, and then come back to today's block. You see what really happens, what is the design. Go back and read the white paper. Yeah, we'll read the white paper and come to your own conclusion. All right, thanks very much. See you in the next video. Bye.